What's up, guys? We're gonna SpoilerCast here about Pixar's Inside Out. How are you guys doing?
Ooh, good.
Good.
Howdy.
I'm Jordan, and on the podcast we've got Carrie
What's up?
and Manisha. Hey, it's been so long, Manisha. We had you on the Flash and Arrow discussion and the
Yes.
Mockingjay Part 1 discussion.
Yes.
Are you gonna be joining us a lot more?
I think so.
It's a brave new world we're entering into.
Very brave.
This is
Very brave.
But we're not talking about Brave today. That was the other Pixar movie. We're going to be talking about Inside Out.
It was Pixar?
That was Pixar.
It wasn't Disney Animation?
Nope, it's Pixar.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
it
was
doesn't
Disney
seem like it, does it?
No, it doesn't have the Pixar animation.
No.
It's got a princess
To
and
it.
all that stuff. But yeah, it was a Pixar
Well,
movie.
the story just how it looks.
Anyways, we're kind of late on this one. It came out not this weekend, but last weekend.
Yeah.
But we saw it, and we just really want to talk about it. There's a lot to talk about. We'll go ahead and say that right now, but let's go ahead and give our general thoughts about the movie and kind of like just shortly summarize what we thought and how we're feeling about this movie. Carrie, you want to go ahead and tell us how you're feeling about Inside Out? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. So it's about your emotions, and ultimately throughout the entire movie, my emotions actually felt like I was experiencing it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, anger's getting angry. I was like, yeah, get angry about that. Or sadness, I'm like, why are you sad? I was like, stop being sad. And it's like joy. I love joy. Joy actually made me. It's like I was feeling the emotions. Disgust, probably not so much.
You stepped on some like sticky soda on the floor in the theater, and you're like, ew.
Or the
Gross.
person talking or whispering really loudly.
Oh yeah.
Or the people that have to actually no. Disgust was actually a part. I did feel that one. I was sitting next to this family that literally throughout the entire movie, it seemed like they all went to the bathroom. One would go, come back. 10 minutes later, another one went to the bathroom, come back. The entire family had to go to the bathroom. I was okay with it because they were quiet. They weren't like loud
That's
and
good.
talking.
That's fine.
But the people I was with was like, are you serious? Does the whole family might as well just get up at once, go to the bathroom and come back?
Disgusting indeed.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, I've experienced disgust.
At
But
least they weren't talking.
We are a
Just the
picky lot
least.
when it comes to theaters and people talking and disrupting our theater experience.
if it's a Marvel movie, you're asking to die.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
I'll tell you that now.
surprised that I didn't have to tell anyone to be quiet during Inside Out, to be honest, because I was around families and stuff. But everyone was good. It was Jurassic
that
World,
captivating.
that little kids and annoying families.
Yeah. Roller coaster of emotion, though. General thought. That's that.
All right, I'm gonna basically say it right out here. I thought this movie was brilliant. I mean, like
I agree.
that's big words. I know. I don't say that. I don't throw that word around very often. But this movie did take me on a journey. I hold up movies that make me feel multiple things and do so many different things and do it so well. And this movie was all of that. What they did was so smart and so sophisticated in the writing and just the concept in general. And I was just surprised at not where the story went, plot wise, where it went emotion wise, just exactly like roller coaster. It was crazy. I love movies like this, and it's like I've been so looking forward to this discussion to discuss this movie with you guys, but in a way dreading it because I'm so scared that I'm gonna cry just talking about it.
Oh my
Nope.
goodness.
Like I said, sadness. I felt that, and there was a point I was
Yeah.
on the verge of crying. I was like, I want to cry, but I don't want to cry because I shouldn't cry. It just shouldn't happen for this movie.
It's
But
just so like touched is like another word for it. Like not when I wasn't sad, I was just emotionally touched. This movie hit me where I live. Like not to get too personal here, but I'm a guy. I hold up my childhood very high. I have fond memories of my childhood. It's very important to me, and like stories about like growing up and letting go of it and moving on from like your childhood experiences and the things you've forgotten, the things you moved on from. That stuff's huge for me. And so like seeing it so well and like interpreted so brilliantly
yes,
was just like it was a lot to take in, and for me it was just huge, and I just can't wait to get into it. I love this movie so much. Manisha.
I mean, I think you just described most Pixar movies, talking about like
Actually, yeah,
childhood and leaving and
But-
growing up. I mean, that's like think of like, I mean, for me, some of my favorite Pixar movies are like Up and Toy Story, and like right there, there's two like growing up, moving on movies. But anyway, I thought it was
destroying the podcast.
I am
destroying everything.
I'm thinking of Jurassic World.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah, I think what you said, brilliant, is a good description. Original, very original. That's what I really liked about it. You know, it went along the same storylines we've seen before, but the way that they put it in visually, like, that was great. Like, just to think of all those emotions talking to each other, and how, like, what I liked about it is it covered such a short span, but it showed the short time period, but it showed that there's so much that goes into that short time period, you know? And I really, really like that about the movie, where it's all these emotions play such a big role, from just dealing with the fact you're moving. Like, you know, things that, I mean, I guess as you grow up, you don't think about that because you just think it's a part of life. You don't think, well, how is this really affecting me? How is this really, you know, going to bother me in the end? And how am I going to handle it? So I liked it a lot.
It's like a small story a little bit. Like it's like a lot of Pixar movies like kind of are. It's like, all right, we have bugs, and here we have fish and toys. Like people like things take for granted. Pixar holds up. And here it's like a very important thing that a lot of people do take for granted, our emotions. And like, that's just, it's like them literally tackling psychology. And it's like,
and I loved it.
I know. Yes.
It's great.
The thing about the emotions though, that got me is because it showed that when you're a child, you literally only feel, you generally go from one extreme to the next. Like, you don't like something, you're disgusted.
Yeah.
You're angry. You're instantly happy. And it showed the transition that the older you get, those feelings and emotions meld together, and you experience multiple ones all at once, which you find out later on. But so that was the thing that really got me. And when you said that it's kind of like Pixar movies, to me, this was a completely different level from most Pixar movies. Because, like you said, we cover a very short span of Riley's life. But at the same time, we're experiencing tons of emotions and feelings that we all feel daily. And to me, it was, as you said, brilliant. It is different though from every other Pixar movie, in my opinion. I feel like this was on a different level from what, like, they stepped up their game in this movie.
Especially since like recently, people have been like really scared, like, oh, Pixar is like on a down spiral, because like a lot of people didn't like Cars 2, me included. A lot of people didn't like Brave, and like Monsters University was like kind of getting their groove back. A lot of people liked them. I like Monsters University, but like it was kind of just like middle of the road greatness for Pixar. Now it's been a while since we had a Finding Nemo or an Up or like a Toy Story 3, and so like it's great to see, like, all right, thank you, Pixar, for coming back. But like
hitting us where it really
hitting us again. Later on, we're gonna talk about cry moments, and like because like honest, like did any of you cry in theater?
No.
See, I can't do it. I have a hard time crying in the theater. But I will say, for the majority of this movie, there was like parts where I was just holding back tears with all my heart, literally coughing, choking up. There was a scene where I was like, hold it back, and I tried to like go, and I was like, because I was like just holding it, had like a lump in my throat, swallowing hard, because I didn't want to cry. I don't like crying in theaters. So like, and so I was just like, don't do it. It's like holding it back the entire time. So we'll have to talk about that later, and I will tell you about the points that hit me right in the tear duct. So let's go ahead and go into the nitty gritty a little bit, because we're going to spend a lot of time here, obviously, most of our time here on, we're going to do good things, bad things, but let's go ahead and just start on good things, because there's obviously a lot to say about this. Manisha, things that stood out for you a little bit, like what are some good things that were just like, bam, moments, themes, whatever you want to talk about that's good about this movie?
Man, I really liked the character Joy and Sadness. I thought they did a really good job with the two of those. Amy Poehler was perfect.
So good.
Like,
surprising.
Well, did you watch Parks and Rec?
I've watched Parks and Rec, but I don't think I've seen so much to where I've seen like her well-rounded.
When
I've just seen
I realized that was her, I was like, perfect. Like, she's just so happy, peppy. Like, that's just how she is.
Yeah.
Generally, too, like in real life, not just in front of the screen, but or behind the screen, in front of the camera. Yes, I really like that, and I think what I thought was great is like they the transition of like sadness to like messing up and just being useless and being pointless and not having a purpose to like being like you do have a purpose and it's such an important role. I loved that.
Important.
Like I loved that. And I think that was a combination of like a crying moment and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really liked that. That was a great thing. Visually beautiful, like how they contained memories and stuff and did the color coding, like especially as a family movie for kids, like that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sadness is blue, joy is yellow, you know, disgust is green. Like whoever came up with like that idea was like, that's just great. And like how they made it like a fun little ride and oh my gosh, the themes, like the different islands that made up her personality. Loved that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. I thought that was so great.
There's just so many times in this movie where I'll just like every time a new idea or like an analogy or like a parable or whatever for like these mental things like popped up, a new one popped up, I'd just be like, oh my gosh, so smart. I'd just be in my seat just like, oh my gosh, so good. Like when that's great. They're just saying things like that constantly when they're saying like, these are the islands that make up her personality that are forged out of her emotions and core memories. And I was just like, oh
that's so perfect.
Core memories.
Brilliant.
And then I love that they showed like, because emotions are so important, but then there's so much else to memory, personality, and all that kind of stuff. And they showed like the little workers. I don't know what they were called, but you know, the workers throughout when they were like traveling,
memory fields.
Or like they were like erasing the memories. They're like, oh, should they remember that? No, God. Like I loved that too because it was showing
the annoying song that's stuck in your head.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Yes. So yeah, I think just the way that they were like, how do we make this real for kids and for adults? They just did it perfectly. They really did. And I liked that they still had like the adult themes in there when like her parents would be talking and stuff. Like it was usually in the background, but it was still there and it was still important. And I liked that too, because for, you know, older people that you can really like, oh, that's how she's reacting to that situation. And so it just made it even more real than it already was.
I can tell we're going to spend so much time in good things because we have just so much good to say, obviously. But like,
I don't think I have anything bad. I'm just going to say that right now.
We're going to wait till we get there, though. We got to wait till we get there.
Yeah, so we can basically say, here we are. We got nothing to say.
Maybe I'm going to cry.
But like, that's the thing that's amazing about this movie. I think something I've heard a lot about this movie said is that it's more for adults than it is for kids. Or I can say that's probably true, that there's a lot there for adults. It's a lot here for kids too, and really important stuff for kids. And it's not, there's a lot of animated movies that are adults understand more, but like the problem, a lot of problems with a lot of those is like the story isn't accessible for kids. The story here is accessible for kids. They can understand the stakes. They can understand who these characters are, what they're about, what like they can understand like in broad strokes like what Riley is feeling and what's on the line here and like what happens at the end. That's like the brilliant people at Pixar and the writers have found a way to like make it so like kids aren't fumbling through the story to try to understand it. They're making it so they can get it. They can pick up what they can and it's enough so they can understand what's going on. But as they grow up, they pick up more stuff along the way other than just fumbling the plot all over the place. And it's just so well like realized how they've done that. And it's truly impressive.
I think it also helps adults understand more too, because you were saying when kids understand, like I usually think this movie's gonna help some adults understand.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of people are just like emotions, just sadness.
Exactly.
They're just there, like they don't actually get it. So
yeah, Carrie, good stuff.
Good stuff. I mean,
stuff.
Other than
horrifying.
I'll have to admit, one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when she was at the dinner table with her father and mother, frustrated, and you see the inside of the parents' minds. That was great to me because it's like showing what the dad's thinking, what the mom's thinking, and the whole, prepare the foot. He's going to put the foot down. That was probably one of my favorite scenes just because I thought that was hysterical. All the preparation. It's like, oh, she's going. Keys ready.
You know what's neat about
that? Drop the foot.
Foot dropped.
That I thought about when I was watching it. Is you notice that the emotions, like in the mom's mind, sadness was technically in charge. Yeah. So like the emotions have switched in their roles and stuff, and so I thought that was really neat to show that like, okay, joy is still there, but that's not in control because you know you're older, you're more mature.
And you can
Things
tell
like
that
that.
like with
That
the
was
maturity, they were like a unified front. They were
Yeah.
all like sitting there. They were like talking calmly. All the emotions were kind of like on the same page.
Yeah.
More because like that's like show
They've
of
matured.
maturity.
Exactly.
Really cool. Just like and like as you're saying, that's hilarious. Like something we're not gonna probably bring up enough on this podcast. This movie's really funny too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's not a cry fest where it's like, no, I'm depressed. It's not a depressing movie. That's the thing. There's some sad parts, but the movie's funny and uplifting too. It's just
Did you guys see the end parts?
Oh yeah.
I stayed for
I'm sure you watched the cat, and that's what you're about to tell me about.
Cat walking on the control panel, going crazy
exactly,
for no
hitting
reason.
everything.
Are you kidding me? It's just so funny. And he just like spazzes out. I was like,
explains
that's
why
what's
cats
going on
just
in my
freak
cat's
out.
mind.
Yep.
What's that saying about a cat's mind? Are they saying like cats are stupid or like, or
That
just
they're just sketchy as crap.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Which they are. They are.
Mhm.
They're very intelligent creatures. Don't let anyone tell you differently. But yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Music was probably my other favorite thing.
Music was
Joy's
good.
music specifically. If you listen to the album, it's called Bundle of Joy. But it's like literally every time Joy was on her own and she was having a moment with Riley or reminiscing about time with Riley, her music was probably I don't know, it was very uplifting for me. Which
probably a cry trigger.
Michael Gibbs, I mean,
he's done it
great.
again.
Exactly, he just does
so
great work.
He's one of my favorite composers. For sure.
But music and definitely, like you were saying, Manisha, just this movie it doesn't just reach the young kids or the adults. It literally is teaching everyone how your emotions are working and how you should better understand each other's emotions. Because when we talked about the mother's mind having sadness being in charge, or I guess the focal point, and then the dad angers the lead, and then joys with the kid. So it helps everyone understand your certain emotions are your general emotion that is going to drive you in most things. So sadness isn't really sadness. It's more just a contemplative compassion that understands that she needs the others. Happiness, to have true happiness, you're going to have some sadness in there to find some of your favorite moments, which we learn about as well. So
and that's like sprinkled in throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like at first you're like kind of annoyed by sadness. You're like, stop, don't touch anything. You're ruining the joyful moments.
No.
But it's like she's compelled. She doesn't know why she's doing it, but she's compelled. She's doing what Riley needs. And it's really cool to know that there are no villains in this movie.
Nope.
Yeah.
Every single person in this movie, excluding like some people at Riley's school or whatever, everyone is looking out for Riley's best interest and wants her to succeed and grow up and be happy, and be what she needs. And that's really cool. I kept like waiting for like a villain to pop up. There was an instance where I thought, is Bing Bong gonna be the villain? The imaginary friend?
I know, I thought that too. I was like,
it was the moment where she was like, wait a minute, she's grown up. She won't fit on the wagon or whatever. And I was like, is he gonna be the villain and want to force his way up to headquarters? No, didn't happen. We'll get to that for sure. When we get to our,
I can't say it's a good thing.
our cry moments for sure. Good stuff.
all good things.
All good things. Things I like. There were a lot of fun gags in the movie. Things that were like just brilliantly funny. Like for instance, when they were in the long-term memory, when the people were going through like what to forget for good. Like they're going through like piano lessons. Or like, all right, we'll get chopsticks and like.
Yeah, that was good.
Throw out
Little
everything.
things you remember.
Did you guys notice the Pixar ball or
I didn't.
the numbers or anything?
No.
I was trying
I
to
was
find their
looking for it,
numbers.
too.
But I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I'll have to
Yeah, it's like
look online.
all the little nuances that are in all the Pixar
Yeah.
movies that the animators leave in for reference to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't notice any except for obviously the guy who plays Ham.
No,
of course.
Of course. I thought he would have been great as Bing Bong, but Bing Bong was great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the guy who did him was so
He
good.
was.
Perfect. Also one of the reasons I thought he was gonna be a villain, because he's a villain, he's like a villainous character in Gotham, which is a show I stopped watching. But
Oh, the
I was
guy who
like-
plays the voice?
yeah, he's like the mayor. He's like the shady mayor in
Oh,
Gotham.
really?
Yeah, and so I was like,
Imagine him as
he's
a
not
villain.
good, is he? But no, he was definitely not. The actor's name is Richard Kind, by the way.
He was in Even Stevens
Oh,
as his uncle.
He was.
FYI, if anyone's wondering.
Very important. Other good gags. I love the whole how they did
Scrubs. Okay, sorry.
Oh, for crying out loud.
He has a recognizable voice.
He's in a lot of stuff. How they did the dreams and like the dream area was like a Hollywood studio.
Yeah.
I was seeing it and I was just like, so good, brilliant, so good. And had like the posters of like the best of dreams, and they had just like the random like mind workers just like putting on like costumes and doing voices, and they reality filter.
Yeah.
That was great.
Really good scene, and like everything they did with that, and like it was such a great way to like hit you emotionally and with like the humorous stuff, because like the relatability of this is off the charts. I think people are going to be able to relate to this on so many different levels, whether you're growing up or whether you're like nostalgic or whatever, and like kind of letting go of your childhood, or you're a parent. Like I think that's huge for like people who are trying to raise a kid and like understand what they're going through. It's crazy, and like kids understanding their own emotions, and obviously, as you said, adults too don't think about what they're going through.
When I walked out of the theater, I was like, I know what my future kids will be watching.
No kidding.
All Pixar.
All Pixar. Yeah.
And Star Wars.
If you stay on this path.
All Pixar's and Star Wars.
Let's talk about some cry moments real quick. Let's talk about some moments. I'll talk about, start us off moments where I was fighting back tears because I refused to bawl. Because it's one of those things where I was like, if I let one tear leak out, I'm going to be like full on in the theater. I knew it. So I was like, not a single tear. I can't do it. All right. First one. Joy is trying to like encourage Riley in her dreams by showing her a memory of her learning how to ice skate. And it was just a beautiful moment where she's watching the dream and like skating along to it, and the music.
Like I said,
gorgeous. Joy. And that was the thing. I knew it. It was just such a gorgeous moment in the movie, and I was just like so moved by it because it's so beautiful. And I was like, this is amazing. And like I could understand that character right there, and just knew that all she wanted was like Riley's happiness. Moment number 2, it's funny, like when going through these, it's like I find it crazy that like and silly that these things are something that I was able to cry in, which I'll talk about later, but I want to compare this movie to Up, and it's like how it has its where its emotional core lies and how it's dealt with. But
getting real deep.
I know. Not really. But number 2, when freaking Goofball Island goes down, I was like, because it was just like when it was going down, flashing back to like how she was goofy as a kid. Yeah. It was so sad. I was like, no, because that was the thing in this movie. The stakes were huge, even though it was such a small story. Because like when like she was like crossing a little bridge thing, she had the core memories, and she was like, oh, and I was like, no, because it's like it makes you so invested in these emotions and in these memories and these characters. It's like the emotional stakes are just so high. It's crazy for something that's going on inside of a little girl's head. Yeah. It's wild. Moment number 2.
That was
3. Moment number 3 is when Joy falls into the pit and she's just in despair.
She falls into the
defeated. The pit of forgetfulness. I forgot what it's called. And
I think that's actually the pit of forgetfulness.
I don't remember.
It's gonna bother me now.
We'll figure it out eventually. But she's going through all the forgotten memories, and she's just defeated. She's stuck. She's crying. She's looking over them. She's all like, the music's all sad, and she's like, I could have listened to her stories forever. And I was just like, I didn't. I was more like, no. But all right, the big one, the departure of the beloved Bing Bong was devastating. That was so sad. That was the biggest one. That's one where I started coughing.
The way he did it was what really got it, because it's like they're singing the song, and it's like he's just like, no. He's like, I know. He's like, we're not gonna make this with me. And he's like, but you're what's needed, not me.
And he's so genuinely happy. He's like, you did it, Joy. You made it. And he was like, take her to the moon for me. And I was like, so devastated over a part elephant, part dolphin, part cat, imaginary friend that I was just like, I never even had an imaginary friend as a kid.
No, I didn't either.
I remember trying, actually. I remember trying it out and being like, maybe I could have an imaginary friend. And I was like, nah, it's silly. It's imaginary.
Other people lied about their imaginary friends. Because I was really bummed out I didn't have one. And I tried to force myself to have one. It didn't happen.
Oh, I know they definitely do exist. And I have a big imagination, so I don't know what happened. But super sad. Like devastating. I can hear sniffles, I can hear crying, and I probably want to watch this on Blu-ray by myself. I will be.
You're just gonna let them out.
I'll be laying down, just crying on my chest. That's basically what will happen. It happens a lot. Crying on my chest. It's gonna be a movie where I'll have emotional anticipation, and so I'll cry even more. I don't know why. All right, the last one where I know
you got a lot.
I freaking
has a
know.
roller coaster of emotion.
The big emotional moment with Riley when sadness and joy merge on the console to make her first mixed emotion of sadness and joy when she's embracing her parents and that needed emotion happens and she's able to cry and just have that moment of being able to let go and being in a big family moment of being embraced by her family. It's just
true peace and joy through sadness.
Yeah, exactly. I just felt like the moment, which wasn't like I was so sad. It was like another really just beautiful moment that was so well acted. I think the voice actors, even on the girl, and that final like expression of just like
sigh of relief.
That shaky sigh was just, it summed up the emotion like so perfectly. I was just like, blown away. Just blown away at that moment where I was just like, this moment, that's where I just made up my mind. I was like, this movie's it. But so yeah, all those moments, fighting back tears, all my might. But yeah, not just tears of like grief and sadness, tears of just like
touching moments.
Touching. This is beautiful. I am moved by this.
Yeah, I would say the same. There's a lot of touching moments. I just don't think I cry as much as you.
I'm just a baby, man. I cry during movies all the time.
Which is totally okay,
movies.
But
I can't do it in the theater. I cry.
There's just a lot of moments that I was like, oh my gosh, like it just makes you feel it. For me, when Bing Bong, like when you realize what he was gonna do, you're like, especially because we thought he was gonna be the villain. Like, he was stealing the memories, like, or he was taking them when we first saw him.
Yeah, like so he was doing something shady.
Sense that like we thought he was the villain, and then it turns out like no, he's like the reason ultimately Joy got back to her. The parents, and when she realized, for me, it was when the dad was like, I feel the same way, and embraced her. That's what my moment. If I had cried, it would have been then, because I was just like, it's not just you going through this, like it's your parents too, and you guys are all in this together, and coming, I think also because parents, I'm not a parent yet, but you know, they want to be strong for their children, they want to be there to protect them, and so when they can get down to like their level and be like, no, I understand what you're going through and it's okay, like I love seeing that. Yeah, I'm gonna cry talking about it.
That would be something.
But that was like the moment for me that was like, oh my gosh, keep it together. You're with your little sister. Keep it together.
Did Joy cry?
Yeah, your sister Joy.
I know, that's
my sister Joy. I was like, take some notes from her. I like looked over at her and like
she's texting.
She's not even watching the movie.
No, she loved it. She said it was really emotional for her too, but I saw her like wiping her eyes, so I was like, are you crying? But like I was so like emotionally invested in myself.
She's crying. Definitely. She's crying. If I was crying, she was crying. Carrie, biggest emotional moments.
Biggest emotional moments. I mean, it's weird because in a weird way, I never felt like Bing Bong was the villain. I just thought he was this guy who's gonna lead them astray unknowingly, because I was like, he just seems so carefree and dumb about it, his whole existence, that I felt like he was accidentally going to lead them astray and then save them. But so I mean, him sacrificing himself wasn't a surprise to me, but it was really the way they did it, because he was noticing that he was vanishing, that he's being forgotten a lot faster than Joy was, because Joy had, and she just wasn't able to get back to Riley. But seeing him recognize, I'm being forgotten, she matters, she's what's going to keep Riley safe and get her to where she needs to be, and then him just relinquishing himself.
Oh my gosh, that sacrifice.
Like I said, it literally was the perfect way. It's like he could have just jumped down and said, you gotta go. They could have done, no, the way they did it was perfect.
It's just how happy he was about doing it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Joy unknowingly didn't even know he was there. He's like, just sing harder, sing harder. And he's just going. And it's like,
freaking cry here.
It's like bing bong, you. But that was, I mean, even though I knew I saw it happening and coming, it's like the way they did it really got me. I was like, man.
Yeah.
But talking what you're talking about, the islands, each of her like core, watching those crumble was actually probably one of the big things for me. Because I'm like, what are you gonna do? I was like, her core family, trust, honesty. I was like watching those islands fall down. I was just like, how are you gonna rebuild that? I was like, is that like that bad? I was like, I was just expecting the bridges to fall apart and then it not be connected anymore. But no, the whole thing fell. And I was like, no. I was like, does that mean she has to start over? Is she gonna have, which in a way it kind of does explain a lot of the emotions you go through. It's like things you liked when you were little and now you don't care about. People that were really close to the parents, and then when they got older they're not, or vice versa. It's like those islands change. They really do change throughout your entire life. Whether they just fall apart and crumble and crash while no one gets built, I don't know, but it might feel that way. But that watching those go down was probably another, like, I was like, oh no. I was like, I was fearing for Riley. That was the weird part. I was like, what are you gonna do? It was like, family's her biggest thing. I was like, how are you gonna bring that back? And like when you had anger and disgust and fear in charge, I was like, oh no. I was like, this explains like depression that children go through, especially if you think about the time now, that so many teenagers, young adults, everyone is going through so much of those emotions, more so than in the past, because just the way the world is and everything that's being social media is, and the way all of that is, to me, I feel like anger, fear, disgust is a big part in sadness. Without joy, I feel like that is a driving force in today's like world and society. And so for me, just seeing that scene made me think about just the way the world is right now. I'm just like, I feel like it's driven by so much of that and not all of our emotions working together.
Yeah.
So me realizing that made me get kind of depressed and sad for a good portion during the movie. And then when Riley's getting ready to, she's starting to run away and she's almost like on that turnpike heading back to her home, I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it. It's like, it's all done now. It's all done. Like, I feel
the end of the movie.
I am welling up thinking about that moment, because that's when I saw that sign. I was like, no. I was like, of course they could have she's probably coming back. Like, I didn't doubt that her parents were not going to go get her, bring her back. But at the same time, I was like, the emotional state that she was in and what she was going through, I was like, no. It's like, there are too many people in this world these days going through that same feeling, that they need to run away and escape, and they don't feel like anyone loves them. They have no joy. They're just extremely sad. I was like, there's sadness walking by herself, being stuck in that little circle that Joy tried to put her in. Yeah,
which is a great moment, because like it was put there because that's what a lot of people think. That's actually a pit that, like, not to get, I'll get personal. That's like I tend to be like the joyful person, be like, but sometimes I do overcompensate. And so like that's really drove home to me. It was like where her parents were like, thank you so much for being happy for us. Yeah, just keep smiling. And that wasn't like a moment where it's like, oh, terrible. It's just a simple, she's trying to affirm her daughter. It was just a simple moment, but it was just taken to an extreme. And, you know, her joy was like, put you're going to sit in this little circle here. And it was just so well done. And like all these, like, we're talking like really like in a really heavy way here, as if like this movie is so deep, and it is, but everything is done like almost, except the Pulitzer parts I like cried, with like a laugh. That part with like Joyce trying to manage everything, and like where fear and anger and disgust are like running things, hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Hilarity.
Yeah.
I was laughing my head off during a lot of these moments. So it's like, I feel like we're saying like, oh, it's so emotional, and it is, but it's also a really good time.
And it's your interpretation really of all of this. Cause I mean, this is only because we thought about the movie and what we got out of it. And we learned, and we are seeing the much deeper side of it. I mean, it's as you take it, you get to get as much out of it as you want, ultimately, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's funny. This is one of the most deep conversations I've had on a spoiler cast for a movie yet. And it's crazy. I don't know if that says anything about the movies that we do spoiler casts on, but like
Jurassic World got pretty deep.
Oh yeah, man. Oh man, the dinosaur fight. But
dumb as rats.
But this movie, Academy Award, Academy really needs to consider this. An animated movie hasn't won Best Picture, and they really do need to consider like the possibilities. But like, my gosh, this movie, I could go on for ages, and let's keep going. All right, more good moments, because let's go ahead and talk about bad moments here, because I have maybe one or two things that aren't really bad moments. They're just things I want more of. I want a little bit more discussed.
Yeah.
I feel like underused a little bit, which is understandable. I couldn't like, in the context what the story was dealing with, there wasn't very much opportunity for her to shine very much, but I would have been really interested to see them do more with that character, maybe in a future movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think when she was like, "What is puberty?"
What is puberty?
That's where disgust comes in.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh,
that's got disgust all over it.
Because like curious, because you like wouldn't think of, when you think of like the main emotions, you wouldn't think disgust as being one of them. But yeah, it is actually, I could imagine being a big part of like maybe something that like forms your like aesthetic taste.
Why you're picky.
Yeah.
Why you're picky. Disgust is like a big thing that like forms your personality and your taste and things you don't like and the things you do.
Disgust and fear all melt into one right there. That's what
Mindy Kaling did a great job.
She was great. Yeah. She was perfect for that role. Definitely. Something I thought was really cool, like that every emotion, like you'd think like, oh, that one's going to be a bad guy, or that one's going to be a foil. Like they were all really funny and all really smart how they did. I like how they did fear, because like fear wasn't just like typically I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid. But like there was a sense of like control and organization to fear, which was really interesting, that like fear helps us be organized and helps us like do a lot of things and be safe.
He was almost more, I would say, I mean, he was feared, but he was more like, we have to think of all possibilities.
He's the planner.
Yeah. Like he's not just like, I'm scared, but he thinks of every single variable factor that possibly could happen.
Weighing your probabilities.
Yeah, it's like a lower degree, like every degree of fear, even from like the lower ones that just help us think of the future more. And that was like really cool how they did that. And well, obviously Bill Hader, like always funny, and of course he's funny in this.
Yeah, like going through school. Going through school is the one that was like, oh, should we talk to this person? No, we shouldn't talk to that person. We can't do that. We can't do that in the first day. We got to do this. And so it's like, you actually do think about those things though. It's like, oh, should I go to, no, I shouldn't raise my hand. I don't want to be the student that talks. And it's like, that's fear/worry, trying to help you manage, okay, what do you need to do through your day so that way you feel content or not like you're overreaching your boundaries or your parameters. So it's like,
Another thing that I don't know if this is a bad thing or not, I can't really tell. It's more of just a question that the movie raises that I'm not sure it's prepared to answer. When things do vanish in that like forgiveness pit or whatever it's called, like, does it disappear forever? They kind of do say that it's gone forever. But if like, say her mom was like, hey, remember when you were a little kid and you played with Bing Bong? Remember that? I remember that. Is she going to be like all of a sudden like have amnesia and be like, no, I don't remember, or I can't remember. I have no memory of that. Or is she going to be like, oh yeah, and then Bing Bong goes back to life? Is that like how it works?
Think about it in the sense of like when our parents tell us things from when we were younger and we're like, we don't recall.
Yeah.
I think it would be similar to that.
Well, or maybe the emotions behind the memories will definitely.
That's the thing. That's because I'm like, if you think about those fields of memories, she'll probably remember, yeah, do you remember running around doing this? I don't remember. But the feelings that were attached to those memories aren't probably there anymore.
Very good point. Yeah, I think that's probably the main thing about it. Because like I was thinking about it, I was like, is that a problem? Does that like take away kind of the impact of him disappearing? But no, you're right. I think like the emotions attached to like a lot of things that we go through as a child, like we remember a lot of the things, but the emotions attached to them are like completely gone. Like I can remember, it was probably a good time. Sounds like a good time, but I can't really feel that anymore. And that's like really cool how it's like represented by like those memories. Like the color fades into like a gray to being like the memory is there, the emotion, I don't know, but who knows, maybe it's forgotten altogether. So
it's like a baby. It's like if you could remember how happy you were as a little baby when your parents were playing, it's like just imagine if you think about how much joy was involved in that, you could feel that, it'd be like your body would just probably spaz out from how much joy it had.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. And so like that's me kind of reaching for something that maybe is something not good or something that, but yeah, that last pit, never mind. It's good.
Still good.
Still good. Never mind. And the fact that I want to see more of something isn't much of a complaint.
Nope.
I've been trying to think if they did a second one, obviously it would cover puberty, but I'm like, I almost don't know if you could do another one because I'm like, I feel like this movie is one of those movies that it is a standalone, and as much as I would want to see another one, I don't, because I don't feel like it would have the same impact.
It's special. It's super special. And you get that feeling, especially a lot of times with animated movies too, especially when it's not necessary for a sequel to happen. It's like I get really defensive as like when they're like, we're doing a sequel. I'm like, oh no, the last one's so good. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people, including myself, feel about like Toy Story 4, because like everyone was so emotionally satisfied with Toy Story 3 and Pitch Perfect. And the thought of a fourth one coming along, even though like that, what?
Did you just put Pitch Perfect into this mixture?
No,
is that what I just heard?
No, Pitch Perfect is an expression, like saying like the movie.
I know what
was
you
like,
thought.
The tone of the movie was totally perfect. How
I was
about that?
like, what?
I saw your face. I was like,
it was perfect.
I know what Jordan means.
Just like the movie, Pitch Perfect. No.
Because we were talking about sequels and Pitch Perfect just came out. And
No.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Just like how Pitch Perfect 2 ruined the perfection of Pitch Perfect 1. No, that's not the case at all. Pitch Perfect's fine, but
make me feel old, Manisha.
Yeah. All right, let's have some open discussion. Just anything we want to talk about for a while before we get into ratings, because there's just so much. We're gonna leave and be like, oh man, I wanted to talk about that one thing, but whatever. Let's try to get it all out here. Really good moments of the movie. I thought the repeating gag with the gum was funny. Like it's hard to do sometimes. Sometimes when there's like a gag that repeats over and over again, it's like okay, that's enough. It was funny the first time, but it was funny every time. So funny and so good. And just the whole thing. Another gag I thought was funny. The whole these facts and opinions, they look alike. Just put them together. Most people do, or something like that.
Yes.
That was good.
No, kids aren't gonna get that, but really.
Cute one was when Bing Bong was like, there's long-term memory. There's deja vu. There's over there, it's subconscious. There's deja vu. Perfect.
And you could even say maybe Bing Bong is somewhere in deja vu.
Oh, maybe exists in another
gray
form.
matter, gray area.
We were trying to bring Bing Bong back to life here because we're so sad. Like, maybe he can come back.
It wouldn't mean the same what he did if he comes back. But
no, it's not the thing to do. It would not be good. Really good part. We're just talking about that's a really good part. But this whole thing with subconscious and how like they put you there for like in a prison. Clown.
The terrifying things in there.
Yeah, I'm afraid of clowns. Like I'm not like I have a phobia or anything like that, but I think clowns are creepy. I definitely had a phobia. I felt like always uncomfortable when there was a clown around when I was a kid. So that was
Brave Little Toaster.
Who came? Oh my god.
Firefighter clown guy.
That whole movie is horribly terrifying.
Whoa. Oh yeah,
Brave Little Toaster. Well, we watched it like probably 5 years ago, and I was just like, no wonder I was terrified of this movie. Like, I'm still terrified of this movie. This movie's horrifying.
Little air conditioners.
I know.
Singing. Guys, are we going to do a Brave Little Toaster spoiler cast?
I mean, we can just talk about it. We're not going to spoil it.
But
Don't share that to your kids.
No,
not until they're older. My mom showed me that movie way too young.
All the cars getting crushed alive. Not the best.
Yeah, wait till they're like 7-ish and understand that. Oh, that was such a terrifying movie. I hate that movie.
Oh yeah.
Least favorite animated movie.
The AC dying when he's
that was.
It's my function.
Or like Blanky being so sad all the time because you wanted her master. And then,
all right, okay, enough about freaking.
We're getting off topic.
We're gonna talk about Inside Out. All right. Anything else to say about this before we go into ratings?
Just
great movie. That's all I can say.
Very special. Great. Go see it. Like, it's a movie, like, looking at it, I was like, that's original. That's interesting.
Yes.
I want to see it.
Very
and then I saw it, and I was just, my expectations were just blown into outer space, out of the water. Just, man. I was just like, throughout the movie, just.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was Up is my favorite Pixar movie, and it made me feel a lot of the same things I felt when I watched Up.
Let's get into ratings and talk about 1 through 10, 20-point scale. We've done this before. Let's go ahead and get to it. Carrie.
Unfortunately, I don't really ever give anything a 10, but I'd give this an 8.59.
An 8.59. Okay.
That's super specific. Okay. 9.2.
9.2. No, 20-point scale.
I can't do 9.2.
It's too much, Manisha. Where do we draw the line? What's from stopping you to go 9.005?
Exactly. That's true. Very, very valid point.
It's a solid 9.
Solid 9.
Solid 9.
Never done this before. Actually, I have, but it was a joke. But I'm doing it again, but this time it's for real. This movie was an experience for me, and it did so many different things for me, and it's going to go down on somewhere on my list of favorite movies, maybe. I don't know. It's too soon. I need to spend some time with this movie, but just right off the gate, like, yeah, after like a week after seeing it, it was just blew me out of the water. I'm dead now. I don't know.
This isn't Jordan. This is actually a machine that I've built. Created.
Moving on. What's your rating?
10 out of 10.
Wow.
I know. I've never done that, but it's.
I think
it's a big deal.
I think it's.
Perfectly
warranted.
I don't think there is such thing as a perfect movie, but this movie is so close to me that I'm so much striving to find something. And I don't think like a point system or a rating. I don't do that like based on like how many problems or no problems I could find in a movie. Just like enjoyment. It's a personal level. It's something that like how you felt about it coming out of the theater, and you take the whole problem thing into consideration. But 10 out of 10. If the Academy doesn't consider it for many things, I don't know what.
it definitely should win a lot of awards. A lot, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think it kind of feels like I'm upset that it got crowded a little bit during the summer. Pixar's releasing 2 movies this year, Good Dinosaur and this. And so I understand why it's in here in the summer, and Good Dinosaur is in like the fall and winter time. But like people need to go see this movie. I cannot express enough that like if you see this and you can come out of it being like, that wasn't for me. I understand that. But if you come out of it saying that movie wasn't good, or I don't think that was a good movie, I don't think I can respect your opinion that much about movies. I'm sorry. I don't say that very often, but like when there's a movie that's just such a masterstroke and someone comes along and says like, I don't think this movie was good. I just can't understand that. And
I'd have to hear their argument.
I know they have to have a very good argument for it, but otherwise I cannot abide. Let's talk about Pixar real quick. I just wanted to end up talking about Pixar. But before we do real quick, what do you guys think about Lava? The animated short else before the movie.
That was the I don't want to
it was so precious.
It was good.
I love that they do that. I really do.
Oh yeah.
My favorite ever is like the cloud one. I don't know if you guys remember that, where he couldn't form stuff. But this one, oh my gosh, it was like the singing and like
it's catchy.
It was because
I was humming it.
It was in my head later on. I'm like, where did that come from?
I was just like,
we should record it.
We should just do the whole cover.
We're gonna do it right now.
Right now.
Go dress up in a lava costume
As a volcano.
Paint Luke's room.
I thought it was really good. I think it was up there as far as like the Pixar ones go. I've really taken a shine though to the Disney Animation Studio shorts like Feast and Paper Man. As of late, those are like way up there for me. But I think this is really good. It didn't like blow me away like Paper Man and Feast.
I thought it was a more mature one. You know, they've definitely
of
their shorts, not like compared to that one. But yeah, that's I thought that they did a good job.
They're trying new things, and I can definitely appreciate that they tried like a musical spin.
Yeah,
it was really cool. And they
good job, Pixar. Just keep winning. Keep being awesome.
Please do. Please, Good Dinosaur, be good. I'm lowering my expectations right now. I'm like,
I know
it's not going to be as good as Inside Out. And if it is, I'm surprised.
That's not going to be as good as Jurassic Park.
Dinosaurs movies.
That has dominated as a dinosaur movie.
I have to admit, Land Before Time has burnt me out on dinosaur movies.
That's true. So much
because of that and all the dinosaur movies that have come out. I can't say I've willingly gone to go see any of them, but I just happen to be in places when they're playing, and I'm just like watching them. It's like, no, I'm so tired of dinosaur movies. The only few one
like Jurassic World.
I meant like child.
Oh, family dinosaur.
Yeah, animated picture.
Dinosaur. We're back. A Dinosaur's Tale was probably the one that I really enjoyed. Sure, that is a very, very long time ago. Yeah, most people
like in modern time running around.
I don't think I was alive.
Yeah,
John Goodman was the dinosaur or whatever.
Yeah, but that was probably my favorite. But other than that,
Dinosaur was bad.
Exactly,
not good.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
The one with the lemurs.
Yeah,
that was
no expectation for this movie. I will see it because it is Pixar, but. I mean, it'd probably be one of those things.
Decent movie. I don't think it's going to be a bad movie.
My bar is to be better than Dinosaurs, and that other one that came out like last year or so. What was it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
See, exactly.
The dinosaur movie.
I refused to watch it because it looked just like dinosaurs to me. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, but the animation looked just like dinosaurs, and I didn't hear anything good about it. So
I didn't hear anything about it.
All right, guys.
I didn't even know it existed.
We got to do this. We haven't really talked about Pixar movies, or this is like our first Disney animated movie we've talked about in a spoiler cast. So let's go ahead and talk about favorite Pixar movies. What are your favorites? How does this one rank up amongst them, or not amongst them? I don't know.
But I already said it. My favorite's Up.
Favorite's Up. Okay.
It's right below it.
Right below second. Really?
Oh yeah.
That's a low.
Up is still hands down my favorite Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm.
So many tears. You guys want to talk about tears?
Up's great. Like every time, like I dread watching Up. It's something that's hard for me to watch because just like a month ago or so, my girlfriend was like picking out a movie to watch. She was like Up, and I was like, okay, it's because like I know
emotionally prepare myself.
I know I'm gonna cry. I don't want to. I don't like crying in front of people. It's me trying to push the sadness back.
A happy cry, yeah, I was really sad, but it's such a. I feel like that movie, it makes it okay to cry. I've never been in a movie more than Up where it's like, no, this is acceptable. This is life. This is, yeah.
First 5 minutes, they're already wanting you to cry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, movie that starts off like that, they want you to feel.
Freaking cry.
Yeah, they want you to feel, and I really like that. So, yeah, Up is my favorite, and Inside Out is probably second too. I don't know, I mean.
What's up there? What's close to it when it comes to 3? Toy Story 3 would be number 3, nipping at Inside Out's heels.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think I would have to see Inside Out again, see a little bit later.
These movies you've seen over and over.
Yeah, I've seen Toy Story 3 and Up and all those movies many times. So I can't say if it's right there, if it's above quite yet. Especially because Toy Story 3 has so much history, with it too. We have 2 other movies, and that's our. I mean, that was my childhood growing up. So.
Oh yeah. I'd say it's funny with Pixar because we have a kind of mixed relationship because when Pixar first started, I was like, yeah, I love Toy Story, I love Bug's Life, but then even when I was young, I saw the trend because I grew up on the hand-drawn Disney Animation Studio stuff, and I saw Pixar take it over. And so as a kid, I was resentful. I was like, how dare you replace all of my movies? And they didn't. I'm like, they don't have any songs. They're not musicals, and that's stuff I grew up with. And so, but I just failed to realize the greatness. And no, Pixar.
Are we adding Disney animation?
No. This is just we're just talking
okay.
Pixar here. But no, Pixar is fantastic. The movies that at their worst, they're watchable. I think the worst one's Cars 2.
I never saw it.
It's not good. Don't bother. It's just not a good movie. It's not terrible.
I thought Cars was fine. It wasn't
Cars
great.
That's the thing
It
about
was
Cars.
fine.
Cars is fine. I don't like Cars. I don't want to watch it again. But when I watched it the first time, I was like, that was decent. That was fine. I'm not offended. Moving on.
I'm offended by this family movie about Cars.
Pixar.
Freaking talking
Making them
Cars.
alive.
It's unnatural, I tell you. Cars 2, terrible.
Why'd you watch
I watched it.
I don't know.
it?
I don't know, Manisha. I can't tell you this. I'm a masochist.
Ooh, wait.
Why did I watch Jupiter Ascending? I don't know. I had to know.
It had potential to be a good
I
movie.
still have to watch that so I can.
Yeah, it needs to be
had
marveled
potential
at how bad it is.
And I'm okay with that. Like
But it totally had, like, when you watch it, you're like, oh, this could go somewhere. And you're like, oh.
Never mind. No, it can't.
Jumpers. That's how I felt about Jumper. I kept hoping. I was like, come on, this could be good. I was like, it could turn
That's
around.
how I feel about
Oh.
every Hayden Christensen movie.
I know.
Like,
I didn't
come on,
want
this
to. I didn't
is
want to
good,
call
you
him
can
out.
do
I
it.
didn't want to call him out.
We know. Sorry. I
but-
still love you, but
I'd
Weird.
say like lower tier Pixar, like after those two movies, they're all
Toy Story and
good.
Bugs Life.
No, after
Wait,
Cars
Cars
and
and
Cars
Cars
2, they're all good on some level, and they go from pretty good to great. I feel like they're on the bottom. I feel like for me, you got your Brave, and then up a little bit more, you got your maybe
Monsters Inc.
maybe I don't know. Monsters Inc.'s pretty great. Maybe you're like Ratatouille or something. I like Ratatouille a lot. That's the thing. Like down here, it's like it's hard for me to nitpick. For me, Finding Nemo, it's a movie I used to not like, just because I was so overexposed to it. But like sitting down to it again, I was like, okay, no, this is a good movie, and it is funny.
Oh, I changed it. It goes up Finding Nemo Inside Out.
Whoa!
Wait,
I
what?
love Finding Nemo.
So Finding Nemo's 2, and
Yeah.
you went from forgetting about it
I did
completely.
forget.
I know, I was about to say.
Because I was like, what are all the Pixar movies? Are you looking them up?
I am now
You're
because
looking them up.
apparently I am now. I know what mine is.
I was forgetting.
I
was
know
like,
what mine is,
wait,
but
I know.
you're making me question certain.
Well,
I'm like, wait,
then,
what?
yeah, up. It would go up Finding Nemo, Inside Out.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3 is we will see where that goes. And then Monsters Inc.
Oh,
I mean, Toy
going
Story
on
3,
here?
we don't, if it's above Inside Out or right there.
Your list is all over the place.
I am all over the place.
I'll go ahead and say this is my favorite Pixar movie, bar none. I've been very impressed by a lot of Pixar movies, but this just, yeah, man. Number one,
Words cannot describe.
words cannot describe. It can. We tried throughout this podcast, but yeah, number one Pixar movie. This, I mean, who knows? It might change in the future, but no, I don't know. Now I can say definitively this is my number one as of this moment. Number two, The Incredibles. Incredibles.
That's
You
my
forgot
actual-
about that one, didn't you?
No, that was the one I was trying to remember. I was like,
Yeah,
I think
see?
The Incredibles
See?
is. I was like, this is
Not just me.
Pixar. This is Pixar, and I was like, I was gonna say it anyway because like, but yeah,
It's great. It's just a great superhero movie, and just a superhero movie. I can't say it's a great take on superhero movies. No, it's a good superhero movie. Really good. It takes a lot of the tropes from movies like Fantastic Four and Watchmen and makes it something really smart and cool. Third, it gets really from then I'll go ahead and say just shout out ones that are up there. Toy Story 3, Up, and WALL-E. I think WALL-E is underrated and a beautiful movie.
I only recently saw that a year ago.
How'd you feel about it?
I loved it.
WALL-E's good.
I was upset that it took me so long to actually see it, but what was it? Kelly Douglas actually. She's like, "You ever seen it?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen it. Let's watch it."
Good job,
Watched
Kelly.
it. Yeah, thanks. Mine, The Incredibles is actually number one.
Okay, good.
I love that movie. I always randomly want to watch it. It's just my go-to movie.
Mhm.
Toy Story 3 was my second.
Okay.
But now Inside Out has kind of taken it over because I feel like it brought a little bit more emotions out of me. I feel like Toy Story 3, like you said, it was more nostalgia. It's like I grew up with it, and so it brought a lot of those emotions out of me when I saw the third one, being that I'm sitting in a theater watching it with a bunch of 20-something-year-olds or 30-something-year-olds, and we're all trying not to cry.
Yeah, I was there with you guys
Exactly.
watching it with Hollister people.
Exactly. It's like
We
there were
all
no
like-
children in there. There were adults watching this
Wasn't
movie.
that such a beautiful thing, though?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That was the same thing when we saw The Lion King in 3D when they re-released it. There was like no kids in the theater, and I was like, "This is just so wonderful."
But
experiencing it as we grew up with it.
Yeah.
but Wall-E, yeah. So it would be Incredibles, Inside Out, Toy Story 3, and Wall-E number 4.
Okay.
I love
Great.
I love A Bug's Life, but
Yeah, Bugs Life's underrated.
yeah, Bug's Life is a great movie for me. I remember playing the video game on the old PlayStation. It was ridiculously hard at some points. Other times it was just kind of funny, but
The demo disc. I didn't get to play the whole thing. Well, I think it was like a Pizza Hut demo disc. Remember those?
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, that's an underrated movie. Again, like the only ones I think aren't good are Cars 2. Wait, I said Cars is fine, so never mind. Only Cars 2 is the only one that's bad. Brave, even though it's not, it's pretty disappointing. I still think it's good.
Did Planes, is that Disney animation?
No, that's not Disney
That's
Animation
not.
or Pixar. It's like an offset one called like I think Disney Toons.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Yeah.
third tier. So don't worry about
Well,
Blaine.
doesn't even touch it.
So don't even have to think about that with your ratings. It can't tarnish.
Yeah, you guys really liked Wall-E.
I love
Yeah.
Wall-E. I think it was really good.
I liked it.
I think it spoke a lot about the times and other things, but just the story between Eve and Wall-E.
I know, without words too,
Yeah.
and just really cute, but also visually fun. I love just the setting and just in space and all that stuff. It's just really cool. I just like it. It's different.
I hate to
really
relate this to this movie, but it's kind of like Drive. There wasn't a lot of talking, but I liked it. Even though a lot of people will go against it, I don't care what you say.
Shout out to Doug.
Wally's a real human being and a real hero. Anyways, I think that about does it.
Yeah.
We obviously love Inside Out. If you
You
haven't
need to
seen
see
it and you're listening to this or watching this, what are you doing? You're spoiled the whole movie for yourself.
And you've wasted so much time that you could be watching this movie and then listen to
Yeah.
us and compare and say we were wrong, but you won't say that because we're so right.
Yes.
So right.
Go watch it, and if you have seen it, recommend it to your friends, man.
Go see it with your friends again.
Exactly.
That's what you're. Oh,
That's
never
what
mind.
I was gonna do.
Sorry, Manisha, we ruined your plans. But anyways, thank you guys for watching us, listening to us,
Welcome.
however you're consuming this SpoilerCast. If you like to interact with us, we'd love you to, for sure. You can follow us on Twitter at MTGPod or on Facebook.com/MTGPodcast, and on Instagram at MTGPodcast. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page. We just started doing this a couple months ago. So we're trying out new things. We're going to continue trying out new things. Real quick, we're going to be doing, just to announce, we're going to be doing Let's Plays. We're going to be doing Disney discussions. We're going to start this up in the next few months. So, yeah, subscribe to our page, comment, tell us what you want to watch or what you want to listen to. But, yeah, that's our show.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Great.
This was fun.
Great. Thank you.
Next time, guys.
Bye.
I'll see you
Happy
in another
4th.
way. Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
4th of July.
Go America.
USA. USA. You. All right, that's enough.